how you doing? This is the third video. This video is about filters. This is where it starts getting fun. Loads of different makes of filters out, coking, leaf filters. Now, the way they work is an adapter ring. I'm not going to be sat in the van for the whole video because I know it's boring, because it's sunny outside and I want to be outside, but it's too windy, so I'll tell you this bit in here and then we'll go outside and see what the filter does. You can get screw-on filters, but they're useless. They're not very good. For the simple fact of, if you've got lenses with loads of different sized threads on the front, you've got to have a separate filter for each thread. Nightmare. So you get an adapter ring. If you look on the front of there, it will say somewhere 77mm, which is the diameter of this thread. And this adapter ring has got a 77mm thread in there. So that just screws on the top, screws on the front of the lens. Now I've got another lens, my 70-200, which is, I don't know what it is, 67, something like that. So I've got one of these that's got a thread that's 67mm, and that just screws on there. The next thing you get is the filter holder. Lush, expensive, that beauty there. Clips on, sits on the front. This is why I use a tripod all the time, because it's a nightmare one-handed. Sits on like that. And then your filter, which, in fact, this is just going to be graduated filters. You can put different number of filters. I can only hold two filters in this one, but you can get adapters, so you can put more filters in the slots. See, there's 2 slots in there. So all your filter does is goes in there and just slides down. That's as simple as it is. They come in different strengths. What I do when I take a picture, put the camera on the tripod, ISO 100, f16, and I expose for the foreground, which 9 times out of 10 the foreground is normally darker than the sky. And then what I do is I drop the filter in, which will slow the light down from the sky and then balance out the exposure between foreground and sky. Now this is an hard edge. If you look, it's quite a hard line from the clear to the neutral density bit. Now this one here, this is exactly the same strength, but this one here is called soft grad. So hard grad, soft grad. You can clearly see that this has got hard line. If you're taking a picture of a vista and it's like a straight horizon line out across the water, out across some fields, use that baby. If it's a softer line, if there's trees in amongst it, you pull that baby down. They're not always straight. Sometimes you use them for the corner. Sometimes I'll be taking a picture in a woodland and there'll be some light creeping in the corner. So all I do is I'll push this, slot this baby, slot them into my filter holder, turn them on the camera, and it'll just be stopping that bright light in the corner. So, soft graduated, hard graduated. Pretty simple. Now, to see how these things work, if you look in the window beside me here, the camera, this iPhone 7 jobby, is exposing for inside this van. Now, because it's exposing for me in the inside of this van, the outside just looks blown out because the outside is brighter than the inside of this van. Like on my top here, you can see this is blown out, so I've got the sun coming in, which is blowing this out. So if you can imagine this is the picture, I'm the foreground and the window here is the sky. Now out there's some nice clouds and there's some nice rocks, but you can't see them because the camera's exposing for inside. So we plop our filter on, we slide it on. Now if you watch, it's not reflection, that's what is outside of the van, over my shoulder. Sky up there, it's a bit of reflection there, but so when you slide your filter in your filter holder, that there is slowing the light down, the bright light from outside. See, now if I had a massive one of these and covered the window, I'd be perfectly exposed inside and perfectly exposed outside. That is as simple as filters are. Camera on your tripod, ISO 100, f16, however you want to do it now, shoot manual, whatever, however you shoot, Expose for the foreground, because that's always 9 times out of 10 it's darker than the sky. Slide that down to the horizon line, which I do. I prefer to slot the filters in when I'm looking through the viewfinder. I can see the line a lot better. Some people use the LCD screen, whatever's easier for you. Not because I wear glasses, I don't know. Slide him down. That there's balanced up the foreground and the bright sky. That is as simple as it is. The only other thing is, that is a hard graduated filter. Now on a wide angle lens, like a 17mm, 16mm, 18mm, 20mm, that line is really sharp. But when I put it on a longer lens, like a 200mm lens, that line becomes really soft. And I'm pretty sure now that Lee do, I don't know if other firms do, they do a graduated filter like this, but they do an even harsher line between the two for longer focal length lenses. So that's just something else to look out for. Go outside now because it's nice and sunny and it's lush. Put the camera on and hopefully I can record from my camera, and I'm just going to slide this down and you can see exactly what it does. I'm going to expose for the foreground and I'm just going to drop the filter in and you're going to be like, whoa! I can see all the clouds and all the detail in the sky because the darker bit, the neutral density bit, is slowing the light down from the sky. Cool, let's go outside and see if it works, which it will. Drop the filter in. And retain some detail in the sky. This filter is really dark. I've used a dark one on purpose so you can see what it really does. No filter, filter. No filter, filter. Not the best exposure, but I just wanted to show you what it does. Cool, that's it really. Graduated neutral density filters. Camera on a tripod. ISO 100, f16, focus a third of the way in or whatever you want to focus on. Exposed for the foreground. Chances are the sky's going to be overexposed or white. Drop your graduated neutral density filter in, line him up. That will slow the light down from the sky. Job's a good one. That's as easy as it is. See you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.